Hello, are you thinking about moving to Central Alberta? Well, in this video, I'm here to talk to you about the advantages of using a real estate agent and how to pick a real estate agent. Because let's face it, it's not as easy as some might think. We just don't put a for sale on the lawn and hope for somebody to walk by and give us the price that we're offering. And it's just not as easy as printing off that real estate contract and doing an offer to purchase. So if you are thinking of moving to Central Alberta and you're wondering all the good things about picking a realtor and how to pick a realtor, well, then you're in the right place. My name is Shalane Walls, and along with my partner Jason Walls, we are with eXp Realty, and we have been helping people just like you for over 30 years. So whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 9 months, or a year from now, it doesn't matter. We are here to help you, and like we always say, we do the research so you don't have to. So let's get after it. Let's first talk about choosing a realtor. How do you choose a realtor? Well, what's your first thought? I would think, let's go to Google. Let's Google realtors in Red Deer. Best realtors in Central Alberta. Top realtors in Central Alberta. That is a fantastic place to start. And with any luck, I hope I'm on that page. Again, Shalane Walls, Jason Walls with eXp Realty. Just kidding. Anyway, you want to make sure that when you're choosing a realtor, that you choose somebody that is aligned with your needs, your goals, and your wants. And expertise. So if you're thinking of moving to Central Alberta and you want to buy a condo, you want to make sure that you choose a realtor or you interview a realtor that knows all about condos. So while we're talking about condos, there are many things that we need to know when writing an offer to purchase on a condo. And we want to also make sure that we align you with an industry professional that's going to help with that. So that brings me to my number one reason for hiring a realtor: expertise and experience. So moving to Central Alberta and buying a condo, Jason and I and our team of experts know these condos insides and out. And if we don't know, our industry professionals do. So back to what you need to know about a condo. When you buy a condo, we want to make sure those financial statements are accurate, that reserve fund has enough money to fund. You're not going to have some crazy cash call and all of a sudden have this huge bill. Maybe you didn't know about that. It was my job and Jason's job to teach you about everything you could possibly know about that property you're wanting to buy. So maybe if you're again thinking about buying a condo, you're not going to want to hire somebody that is an acreage specialist. Sure, they can sell condos, but they might not know all the ins and outs that there is to know about condos. Also, we want to match you with the right home inspector to go through that condo and the right lawyer that's not going to charge you an arm and a leg to go through those condo documents, because we want to save you money wherever we can. First of all, we want to hire a realtor that has some experience, that has some knowledge in the property that you want to buy. So I did mention acreages. Lucky for you guys, Jason is our land, farm, and acreage specialist. He grew up on a farm, as you might know, if you've subscribed to our channel, just out east of Red Deer by Innisfail. So he knows all there is to know about farming, land, acreages, wells, septic, water potability, and the list goes on. Again, you want to choose a realtor that knows the property and the field that you're thinking about going towards. Because when you decide to buy an acreage, you're going to have things like a water test. So you're going to need to know where to take that water, or who gets that water sample, or who's going to test the flow rate, who's going to check the septic system. Is there a tank? Is there a field? Do I need to have it cleaned out? There is many conditions that go into purchasing an acreage or a farm. Another one, is GST applicable? Well, it's not just a general answer for that. This is where we talk to our accountants about it. Everybody's situation, everybody's financial portfolio, and everybody's reason for purchasing a property is different. So that is why you need to make sure when you hire a real estate agent, they are an expert in the property and the field that you're going to be purchasing in. Okay, so now we've talked about expertise. You also want to deal with a realtor that you feel comfortable and confident communicating with, because let's face it, by the end of the transaction, we're probably going to be best friends. So some people think that real estate agents only work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and that's definitely not the case, especially in this market. If you're moving to Central Alberta, you know, and you've been looking on Realtor.ca, that things sometimes sell in hours, minutes, or even before they hit the market because we put on those crazy videos that say, coming soon. Again, that is why you need a realtor, because you will have access to all of the listings in real time. Okay, so if you decide to use a realtor, which I hope you do, hope it's me, Shalane Walls with the Walls Real Estate Group, I will do an interview with you and talk to you about your needs, your wants, areas you want to live in. Now that might be Red Deer, that might be surrounding communities, that might be a different city. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever is on your wish list, I will set you up a personalized search that covers every single listing that realtors have. So what I mean by that is I input your wish list after we've had an interview with you, your spouse, your family, the kids, the dog, the grandpa. It doesn't matter. If you want it, it's in there. And I tailor this search that is specific to you so you don't have to go on realtor.ca every day and look at the new listings. I will set you up on this search, and anytime our real estate agent pushes enter or makes a change on a listing that is in your search criteria, you are notified in real time, just like I am, just like every other realtor is. Now, you don't have to work with a realtor that is at a big box real estate office, some that you hear all the time. It doesn't matter if you work with a realtor that is at a small independent company. What matters is you choose somebody that has the expertise, the knowledge, and access to all of the listings and the skills and the mindset that fit you. So let's go back to that private search. So things that would be affected on that search that would give you a notification are price. So if there's been a price reduction, you're notified right away. If there's a new listing in your search criteria, you're notified right away. If they've changed a photo, you're notified right away. Anytime we change something on an existing listing and push enter, you're notified of it again. I also will put you in your search the solds and the offers that are pending, because I feel like that is very important. And here's why. When you go to make an offer, I want you to make sure you are as educated as I am in that market, because I want you to feel confident in your decision of price point, how far you're willing to go, how much you think that property is worth. And how are you going to know this? You're going to know this by watching your search criteria, seeing the houses that have sold, seeing the houses that have an offer. That's right. On my search, you get to see what properties have sold for, because let's face it, that's very important. You want to know what that house that you've been watching for a month has sold for. Or you might be on your search and not be able to find a house, and then you go look on realtor.ca and you phone me up and say, Shalane, I want to look at this house, but it's not on my search. And I'm like, oh, let me take a look. So I type it in. That's because it's probably pending or sold. But on your personalized search, when you work with a realtor like me and Jason, you will have access to all of this information. One more detail that I think is very important that I'm sure you'll agree with is that we can pull the history of any listing that's ever been listed on the MLS. So we'll always be able to tell you what it sold for, how many owners it's had, what it looked like before. And I think that's pretty valuable information, don't you? When you're making one of the biggest purchases of your life. So if I haven't reeled you in yet on reasons to pick a realtor, let's just talk about a few more. Negotiation skills. Let's face it, not everybody is a negotiator. Not everybody wants to negotiate. And you know what? You're not always going to be able to walk into a house and offer at full price. That's just not the way it is. Sometimes we have to go over list price because it's a hot property and it's been on the market a day and there's been 5 or 6 or 7 offers. It is my job, along with Jason's job and our expertise and years of going through this, to guide you into different scenarios and into a situation where we'll feel that you will get the deal. Now, this doesn't always mean we have to be the highest price. Often it means we have to have the cleanest offer. So sometimes when we write offers, we want to throw in, kitchen table, the cat, just kidding, not the cat, but you know what I mean. All of these extras, and we have all of these things that we are wanting from the seller. Maybe now's not the time to put that in our offer. So Jason and I's job is to give you scenarios, like I said, to guide you into a transaction that's going to get you the deal. We are not here to boss you around, tell you what to do. We are here to educate you and familiarize you with what's happening in the market today and what we feel is going to be happening in the market in the future. Now, saying that, I don't have a crystal ball that I put my hands on and see to the future. I wish I did, but I don't. Another thing that we want to talk about, transaction management. What the heck does that mean? So say you want to buy a house on your own for sale by owner. Great. What does that look for you? Where do you find the contract? Probably thinking Google. Well, is it the right contract? Is it the most up-to-date contract? Who are you going to take that contract to? What are you going to do with the deposit? What is a deposit? All of these things I'm here to help you with. So Jason and I have a wonderful team and a staff that help manage all of our paperwork and do the transaction management. So what I mean by that is your hardest job is to find that house that you want to look at. Jason and I will line up the appointments, we'll schedule the appointments. You don't have to worry about that either. We bring the paperwork along, you can sign it in front of us, or we also can do it virtually. It's so easy and accommodating to make sure you get that house. We can take the deposit amount, deposit check by e-transfer check, bank draft. You don't have to worry about dealing with it. We just have to get it, and we get it where it needs to go, which is to the lawyer's office into the selling brokerage's trust account. That brings me another question. Do you know that you get the deposit back if you don't want to buy the house? You absolutely do. The only rule is that deposit check needs to stay in their trust account for 10 days. That's the only reason. Now, where does the paperwork go? So Jason and I negotiate the offer with the other realtor. And then once we have a conditional sale, which means everybody's agreed to the price, the terms, the conditions, the date, we get it to your lawyer. And if you don't have a lawyer, we will definitely highly recommend some of our industry professionals that are very trustworthy, that we have access to evenings and weekends. That is very important, evenings and weekends. Not everybody buys a house Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So choosing a realtor means you get industry professionals that we work with when we need them. So that is very important. So again, we get all that paperwork to the lawyer once you've chosen one. No, you don't need to phone and make an appointment. Guess what? We coordinate things so they phone you to make the appointment. So now that we talked about the paperwork, setting up appointments, picking a realtor, let's dive into more reasons why it's great to have a realtor, because you know what? This is our job. This is all that we do every single day. If you talk to most realtors, they don't even watch TV. What do? We're always looking at new listings, driving around new areas. It's in our blood. It's what we love. It's what we do. So we have a local insight and knowledge of the neighborhoods, of what's coming up, new listings that are coming up. We talk to our colleagues about new listings that are coming up, our builders that are coming up. Let's face it, we save you time. I know in our videos, we always talk about, we do the research so you don't have to, but that is 100% true. And if you haven't heard me say that, then you need to like, subscribe, and follow my channel, because I'm pretty sure if you're thinking about moving to Central Alberta, Jason and I have provided some great information that is going to help you make your move seamless and stress-free, because let's face it, moving can come quite a bit of stress. So we also save you time. I know I just talked about that, but we really do. So you're going to have all of these properties at your fingertips. You're not going to have to go builder to builder to builder. Yes, realtors work with builders. That will save you time. Do you know how many builders are out there? There are a lot. Now, Jason and I have been here in Central Alberta selling real estate for over 30 years. We know a ton of great builders. In fact, the Builder Awards just happened. And if you're new to this channel and not sure what day this is May 28th, 2024. We just had our Builder Awards this past Friday. And let me tell you, there was some amazing awards or some amazing houses that could have been built in Central Alberta. And if you're thinking about building a house, well, you're going to have to tune into our video that talks about building in Central Alberta. Anyway, let's keep going on. So we talked about scheduling. Jason and I schedule appointments in a time that fits for you because we don't want you to have to be wasting your time trying to get in hold, going from realtor to realtor to realtor. We do it for you. We book you a smart tour that can maximize your time so that you don't have to be driving all over the city and trying to coordinate. Because let's face it, there are better things to do with our precious free time. And like I said, we don't just work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So if you need to see those houses on the weekend, we can show them to you. If you need to see them before work, as long as the homeowner's okay with it, we can get you in there. A lot of times the houses are vacant, so that's perfect. We can go at any time that suits you. Okay, so I've talked about saving you time. I've talked about making things accessible to you at your fingertips. Let's talk about something that's a little bit more serious. Let's talk about legal and regulatory knowledge. Did you know buying a house is not just as easy as paying the price and signing your name? No, there's so many things that you need to know about buying a house. Our contract wouldn't be 7 pages if it wasn't. And yes, Jason and I know that contract inside and out. Do you know the difference between a condition and a term? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that is my job and Jason's job to help you with that. So conditions are something will make or break a sale, like financing, home inspection, sale of your home. Terms are something that we put in there that you would like done. Maybe you want the house professionally cleaned prior to possession. Maybe you need it painted prior to possession. Things such as that. Those do not make or break the sale. They just have a consequence if they're not done. That's just one thing. Did you know in the province of Alberta, you need to have something that's called a real property report? Real property report? What's that? Well, it is a form that shows where your property and buildings sit within your property lines, and that needs to be compliant. What? Compliant? What is that? Just another word. So you stick with me if you want to know all the ins and outs to the real estate contract, because if you do not fill this contract out, you could be on the hook for a big bill. And it's my job and Jason's job as the realtor to the buyer to protect you and your needs to make sure that you don't get in any sticky situations. Along with the legal and regulatory knowledge comes support and advocacy. Like I just mentioned, Jason and I, if we are your buyer agent, we are here to protect you. We are here to problem solve. We are here to negotiate because fires do come up. And if you watch our videos, which I know you're going to from now on, Jason will always call me the firefighter. Now, that doesn't mean I wear a red hat. That just means that we both have our expertise and some of the things I love to do is problem solve, and they do come up. So sometimes we have issues with real property reports. We can't find one, or we wrote one in and we need one, or maybe we don't have compliance, or maybe our timelines aren't adding up, or financing problems, or maybe we have problems with condo documents. The list is really endless, to be honest. And I don't have this gray hair for nothing. Just kidding. Hopefully you can't see it. Anyway, Jason and I, it is our job to navigate that for you. And it is our job for you to think, oh my gosh, they made all that money. They didn't even do any work. That is exactly what we want you to think. We make it simple. We do the research so you don't have to. We want you just to focus on your move and getting your family here, getting yourself here, and not worrying about any of the behind the scenes stresses and pressures. That's my job, not yours. So if I haven't already hooked you, let's keep going. Like I said, we both watch the market. So I put you on your search so I can help educate you with the best price so you can know the best price when you go to make that offer. Jason and I watch the market daily, hourly, especially right now. So when we are in discussion with you about what price to offer, we are going to be so knowledgeable and have all of the information to make the best educated offer that we can. Because when we go in to make an offer, we want to sound educated, we want to sound confident, and we want to be pretty firm. So if we go in there wishy-washy and be like, oh, well, what do you think they'll take? Or I'm not really sure. That is not what we want. We want to be confident. We want to know what the house down the street sold for. We want to know what this house had sold for. We want to know what the house down the road sold for and the average area in the neighborhood. These are the things that your realtor is going to do for you. And I feel like these reasons that I have provided are pretty important. And I think they're going to take the hassle, if there was one, for you when purchasing your new home. So if you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 1 year, you know what? You know who to call. Shalane Walls, Jason Walls with the Walls Real Estate Group. Now that I've talked about buying a house, let's talk about listing a house. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that it's not as easy as just plunking a for sale sign on your front lawn and waiting for that neighbor to come by and buy it. Although sometimes that's the case, but not 90% of the time. So we want to make sure that we do an in-detail market analysis of what's happening in your neighborhood, what's happening in your price point, what's happening in your city, and what's happening in your area. Rewind a bit. Choosing a realtor to list your home is the exact same as when you choose a realtor to buy a home. You want to choose a realtor that knows exactly what they're doing in that field. So if you're thinking about selling a condo, would you go and hire a commercial realtor that only does commercial to sell your residential condo, or would you go hire a agriculture realtor that only does agriculture to sell your condo? No, or vice versa. But like I said, lucky for you, Jason and I are experts in all of those fields. Jason grew up on a farm east of town, so he is our land, acreage specialist, recreational specialist. He knows that inside and out. Myself, I am the residential queen, I like to say. I love condos, I do mobiles, I do duplexes, townhouses. So we really are a great team. And sometimes we overlap, but not really, because Jason likes to stick to what he does and he knows really well. And so do I. We feel that that's the best value that we can offer our clients and the best advice that we could give anybody. So let's go back to putting up that for sale sign. Before we put up that for sale sign, Jason and I would love to come in and meet you. But if we can't, that's okay. You can do a virtual showing with us. We have a full hybrid model. So if you don't live here and you want to sell your house here, that is 100% okay. We can take care of everything from locks to movers to for sale signs to contracts, deposit checks, lawyers. We can handle it all. But if you do live here, this is why you should use us as your realtor. We will come in and do an interview with you. We want you to ask us some questions. We're going to ask you questions because we want to make sure that we are a good fit, because we are going to be talking all the time. Then we want you to give us a tour of your home. Tell us all of the great things that you can tell us about it, because let's face it, who knows their house better than anyone? You. Once we are finished our meeting and we've done a tour, Jason and I will go back to our office, compose a very detailed report about what's happening in the market, in your price range, in your area, probably the area group of people that are going to buy that property. We put together a detailed marketing plan. Then we book an appointment to come back and sit with you, if that works. Because if you're busy and then that doesn't, we can do a phone call, we can do a Zoom, a text, really, whatever works for you. That's why I said we need to have that interview to make sure we align and everybody's on the same page to make sure that we get the job done. What is that job? Get your house sold in the quickest amount of time for the most amount of money. Okay, so then when we've done that, we sit down with you and we go over the detailed marketing plan. And Jason and I have an extensive team that helps with us. We have a professional photographer. Jason does drone footage. We have a content creator. We have somebody that manages the buy and sells, their Kijiji ads. Let's face it, Jason and I can't do everything. We need to be out meeting with people just like you and maybe making their dreams a reality. So this is why we have this wonderful support staff that helps make our transactions flow smooth and gets your home sold fast. Okay, moving on. Once you've decided that the Walls Real Estate Group is for you, then we get your house listed. And from the time that you say yes and sign the contract, it's about 24 hours and we can have your property live. The first couple of days are going to be kind of crazy with booking appointments. You're going to get kind of sick of seeing our phone number and booking showings. So maybe you might just want to go camping or maybe away for the weekend or the first couple of days of your listing being on the market. Jason and I will always give you feedback. So we have an app that gives real-time feedback. So when the realtor has left, we send out a notification asking them for feedback on your house. They give us a numbered value, they rate it, are they interested, and then comments. So we are able to send that to you right away. We don't want to sugarcoat it. If they say they hate it, or they say it's too small, or they hate the location, That's things that you need to hear as the homeowner. But we save your time so you don't have to as a for sale. If you did a for sale by owner, you would be having to book these appointments around work. Your time is money. You don't want to be taking time off work to schedule appointments, and not everybody can look at properties during your schedule. So again, that's why you should hire Jason and I, because we will put a lockbox on your door that allows realtors to come and go. Of course, if you say it's okay. Now, moving on, we will put your house on MLS, Realtor.ca. If you list your house for sale by owner, you're just stuck to buy and sell ads. What that just narrows your exposure. Yes, you can sell houses on Kijiji and Marketplace and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Oh my gosh. But where do people go to look for houses? Realtor.ca. We got you covered. We can handle that. We help home staging. Again, if you're new to my channel, you better like and subscribe and follow, because I just did a whole video on home staging. I hope you watched it. And if you did, let me know if you liked it, because I'm here to help people just like you. And I want to make sure that I can save you time, and I do the research so you don't have to. We also do buyer screening. We make sure that realtors that are bringing buyers through your house are qualified, because we do not want you taking that time to clean your house and get out of your house if the buyer's not even qualified. Like I just said in this video a few times, time is money. Time is precious. So we want to make sure that we save you time and make you money. We negotiate for you. I don't know if you know this about Jason, but he has been a master negotiator for over 35 years. He's been in sales for, like I just said, over 35 years. Between him and I, we think we're a pretty big force to be reckoned with. We take care of all the paperwork, just like we do if you're buying a house. So we get the offer, the deposit check comes into our company, EXP's trust account. You don't have to deal with any of it. We get all of the paperwork to the lawyer. Our wonderful assistant, our back-end team, puts everything together in a nice package and gets it to the lawyer for you. So if you need a lawyer, we are happy to do that for you as well. Just like buying a house, we know the market, we know the knowledge, we know what's happening out there. We know if we can push the envelope on a price. Are you going to know that? No, probably. You don't get to know what properties have sold for. Jason and I do, and we can give you full access to what properties have sold for, the history on properties, because when we're pricing your home, we want you to be as confident about the price as we are. So we give you a price range, a low, medium, high, and then based on what's happening in the market, we pick that price. Oftentimes we have this crazy strategy that we go a little bit less than what the market can handle, and that gets you multiple offers, which is going to get you above the highest price that we provided. These are just all little sneaky tricks that we've learned over the years, but we are happy to share with you as your realtor. So it is not just as easy as putting that sign on the lawn. We also make sure you have all the paperwork that goes along with selling your house. The RPR, which I just talked about a few minutes ago. Title insurance if you don't have an RPR. What's title insurance? Well, I guess you're going to have to keep watching my videos to find out about the terminology of the real estate contract. Or if you don't want to watch all the videos, that's okay. But you know what you do need to do? Put your information below, send me a message, a call, an email, a text. I will answer it anytime, anywhere if I'm available. Again, we don't work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. We're here for you anytime that we're available. If we answer, we're available. We do problem solving. Things are going to come up when we have an offer to purchase. Things are going to come up with the listing, like the RPR. Maybe you don't have one. Don't worry. Don't fret. It's okay. We have an answer for it. We have a solution. Jason and I's job is to take the hassle out of real estate, take the stress out of real estate. We want you to think that was so easy, and why did we make so much money? We don't want you to know what happens in the background. We don't want you to see the fires that we have to put out. We want you just to worry about packing those boxes and moving on to your next house. That brings me to my last point. Using a realtor gives you peace of mind, whether you're buying a house or selling a house. You need peace of mind and to free up your time for things that are important. There's a lot of things that go into buying and selling real estate as far as the contract, as far as legalities, as far as details. And Jason and I are happy to do that for you. Take the stress out of it. We want to connect you with our industry professionals that we've been using for years. So even if you're not thinking about moving to Central Alberta or selling your house in Central Alberta, maybe you have a loved one that has passed. That is another big thing to consider. Do you have a lawyer that specializes in estates and probate? Do you know what probate is? Where do you start to sell a house when somebody passes away, heaven forbid? Jason and I got you covered. So again, like I said, Whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 1 year from now, it doesn't matter. Give us a call. Let us start you up on your search. Let us start talking about what's happening in our market. We have so much to tell you and so much great information that we want to make sure you have all of it so you can make your educated decision. Now, if you found this video helpful, please let me know. Drop a comment because we get emails, calls, and texts from people just like you every day. And the last thing we want to be doing is putting out information that nobody cares about or isn't helpful. So please do us a favor, like, subscribe, drop me a comment. And if you are thinking about moving to Central Alberta and you need a realtor, you know who you're going to call. Shalane Walls and Jason Walls with the Walls Real Estate Group at eXp Realty.